Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So, I am still here, and guess what? Today is day 12. Can you believe it? Day 12 of my personal challenge towards wellness and abundance. Wow, wow, wow. Can you believe it? We are here. We made it. For those who keep up with me, I'm gonna say we made it. For me, it's a goal already within itself. The fact that I attempted, the fact that I pressed through, and the fact that I made it to day 12, I see it as a goal. All right, but guess what? Changes must come. So this is just a little background video and everything, and I just want everybody to understand, because people just look at me and they say, what's going on with this girl? They have no idea. They have no idea of the personal battles, the personal fight, the personal challenges, the things that goes on behind the scene. I heard somebody say a long time ago that sometimes people have no idea of the work that takes forward, or the work that goes on behind the scene to bring forth a production. And I'm not talking about the production of a video, I'm talking about the production of my life. There was a lot of behind the scenes work that went on when things inside of me was just floor level, rock bottom. I had to just find some inner strength, a lot of willpower, and I had to push like you have no idea how I push. So this is just a little breakdown video of why I started all of this, because I want this to be as honest and transparent as possible. And one of the hardest thing for me that I've struggled with all my life was putting myself out there. I'm always the one that's hidden and behind the scenes, because I guess that's my personality a bit, and that's what made me safe. I always had this fear of, if you put yourself out there, people are gonna tear you down and break you down. So if you avoid that, just stay hidden, stay safe. All right. But I realize, to gain strength, sometimes you have to put your foot in the water, and sometimes when you can't swim, you have to jump in with faith and believe and start paddle and start flap your foot them and kick until hopefully you're not drown and you start swim. All right, so this challenge started way back before I actually started these series of video. This challenge has been going on for the longest time in my life, on and off, on, break, continue, break. But I realized something. I realized that whenever I break, things would just hit ground level. Like my energy would go way down low, depression would kick in, because it's something that I silently struggled with, and I never tell anyone. Before I even knew what it was, I just knew that something was always wrong. Like there was always a sadness within me. No matter what goes on, there was a sadness within me, and I didn't know what was causing it or where it was coming from. So I had to do some dive in research and so forth into seeing, what is going on with the internal me. Why am I this way? Why is these things happening? So just to give you a little breakdown story before I drag out the video. This had started long time with me growing up, and this is not so much about my past, but a lot of times our past and our circumstances do mold us and shape us into something that we don't want to be. So this started a long time with me growing up in a toxic home, abuse, more emotionally, mentally, physically. Beating was a routine. Beating was like something that I go home from school every day and look forward to, because it was a part of what grew me, and it seemed like it was normal back then. And all of the bad words, nothing good about myself, nothing to push me, nothing to inspire me, no love. People, for those who know about the hierarchy laws of needs, you will see that love is the number 3 things that a person need. The need for love and belonging. If that is lacking out a person's life, they will never feel like themselves and they will never feel complete. Because human beings need food, oxygen, water, all those basic stuff. They need security and safety, money, all those basic stuff. They need love, which is the third thing. So if that is lacking, if you never grow with that, you never had that, you will never be 100% stable human being, because that's something that we needed. It's like you bake a flour and you left out the salt, the flour not gonna taste good. All right, so stuff like that. So yeah, so because the abuse was so toxic and so poisonous and so forth, so I grew without that. I grew not loving myself. I grew with just a shell of a person. Every day I would be floating. I would be going around, but I would be floating. I wasn't living. I was in survival mode for the longest time. And that is something that I silently struggled with, because I never knew what it was, and I never know how to overcome, and I never know what to do about it. So I just went about my merry way and went about my life. And based on that, every single thing that I put my hand on became a struggle. Yeah. You might look and say, but you don't like a struggle. Baby, you have no idea. Baby, you have no idea. My whole life had been a struggle. Yes, it had been. It had been a struggle from getting my first job. Most people would walk into a place and either them get it or they not get it and then can go home and feel contented. My life depended on getting my first job. At the age of 16, I had a great grandmother and a great grandfather that was relying on me to take care of them, because at the time I was living in their house after being thrown out so many times, and all of them backstory, the trauma, abuse, and I live nowhere, sleep out a door, sleep on cold concrete. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, that was my backstory. And running away at certain point, certain age, and then going on to live with my great grandparents, and they took me in with love. They were such loving people. May their soul rest in peace. They were great people. Viola Roseway, Israel Earl, great people them. Anyway, I was living with them when things became a challenge. My sister wasn't there. I was about 17 at the time, and I found out that, guess what, me and now the breadwinner for these people. Unstable me was the breadwinner at the time for these people. I didn't have like one subject from school at the time, no documentation, not even a picture for sure, like a ID picture or something. But you know what I had? I always had this. I always had this in me, and that's what kept me going for so long. I always had the in-depth strength, a strength that when things really get bad, I don't know, I find it from down here and I pull it and I drag it and I drag it all the way up here. And it always worked for me. And it worked best when things get bad and I can't see my way out. That strength just has always been there. Thank God for that. Because I think that comes from my spiritual connection with that supernatural being, Jesus, God, the universe, whoever we worship or call it. That strength came from him, and that's the strength that I found in my first job. When I went to my first job, the first time I go at the job, a matter of fact, before I go at the job, I boom right into town, because I never had money. I was about 16, 17 at the time. I never had money to pay fare, and I went to this agency, because back then agency would get you work. The jobs would need a referral from somewhere. And when I went into the agency, it was $1,000. And I tell the lady, I don't have any money, but I said, once I get the job, you can get your money, but I don't have it right now and I really need a job. She said, okay, fine. And then she sent me to this place. My first job was Bargain Depot. I'll never forget. And when she sent me to Bargain Depot, it was about 9 in the morning. I met the manager. His name was Ravi. And not Indian people, them Syrian people, them. And Ravi take the envelope, read it and whatever, and tell me that his boss is not there. I should come back at 12. Okay, anyway, girl, hang around in town until 12 o'clock. And then me go back now. And when I went back about 12, he said the boss is still not here. Come back 3. And I'm like, oh, me hungry. whatever. You know, most people here that would have just kissed them teeth and gone back at their yard. Me never have them choice. Them, you know, have nothing going back to than two hungry grandparents sitting there waiting. Not, I'm sorry, I said grandparents, great grandparents waiting. So I say, all right, let me go back about 3. I hung around in town hungry and everything. And then when I went back 3, to my shock, this is no surprise, this is a shock. That's why they say poor people dead from a shock and rich people dead from a heart attack. So this was my shock when I went back. The man said the boss still isn't back from the meeting. You should come back at 6. It finally dawned on me right then that this man just want me to give up and just don't come back, cause I guess me never lookable for them place. Me sweaty, me ear no stay good in me ear side pick out, me shoes dirty pa me foot, me clothes no stay good pa me. Me say, you know what, it look like they just want me to go home. And when I was walking away, this thought came to me, girl, galang home ya, pack up one bag and run away. Your great grandpeople, them are your responsibility. Them people are their kids, we figure it out, but you young, you're not supposed to go through them as stress. So that's what my mind came to me and tell me. I mean, I walk and my foot them a wobble. That's how weak me become, because it feel at that point like, guess what, this job nah go happen for me when I'm so desperate forget. Anyway, I went back at 6. I went back at 6. And when I went back at 6 p.m. in the evening, to my surprise, there were other people that were there for the job that was professionally dressed. They had like portfolio and stuff in their hands. They were clean and tidy. So it dawned on me that the real time was 6 o'clock, but this man draw me out all day. All day the man draw me out, and know deep down that the real time for me to be there was 6 p.m. Because when I saw those people, it makes sense at 6 p.m. me for there. So look, everybody clean and tidy and presentable, and me wet and sweaty and dirty, and my ear side them a pick out. So, cause me ear when it cream for the first time, sometime you know cream again for the next 3-4 months. So anyway, I stood there in line with those people, and the guy saw me, the Ravi saw me, and him say, you know what, let me call you to the for the boss to interview you first. And he called me out of those 5 well-dressed persons, 2 guy and 3 girl, looking great. And when he called me, the boss started asking me for my subjects, so much subjects I have, what kind of certification I have, what kind of experience I have, all of them good stuff that when they ask you when you just go towards a job for the first time. So I was like, I have nothing. I don't even, he said, what about a photograph, like an ID picture? I said, I don't even have that. He said, you have nothing for me to work with. You have nothing. How can I employ a person that has not even one piece of document, no ID card, nothing? And I said, sir, I have the willpower. That's why I turned to him and said, I have the willpower and I have the dedication. And I am here to work. And I am willing to learn and do what it takes to work. And then he held up his head, and then that same guy, that supervisor guy, Ravi, turned to him and whispered something in his ears. And he looked at Ravi and said, are you sure? And Ravi nodded. Then they turned to me and said, you are employed. What time would you like to start? I say, I can't start now. They say, no, the store is going to close. Because at that time it was about 7 p.m. thereabout. It was getting late. Yeah, so that's my backstory. And all of those fine people that were in line, they were told that somebody already got the job, which was me, and which was shocking. But you know, guys, I saw that was a lesson for me. I think that was a turning point in my life, after so many other turning points, but that was one of the turning points in my younger life. That was a turning point for me. So that was just a little backstory. And as time goes by, because I don't want to make this video too long, because a lot of people, then time important and so forth, but that was a turning point for me when I get that job. And it was about $3,000 for the week. And I'm telling you guys, I never see a next $3,000 in my life for do so much things. That $3,000 was taking care of me, my grandparents, bringing me back to work, throwing partner. You know, I give other people stuff out of it, helping my siblings. That $3,000 was blessed, I tell you. And that is why I came to believe this part in the Bible that says little is much when God's hands is in it. Because believe me, that was a little, but it went a far away. So that was one of my many turning points. And I guess that was something that showed me how grace and mercy can really carry you. And then at times I fell from grace, and I think I fall out of line, and when I did, everything come crashing back. So this video is to help to inspire struggling with mental health, for those who are struggling with mental health or had a rocky growing up, a rocky upbringing, lacking love, low self-esteem. This video is to inspire and to guide you. And I started off by saying that changes are coming, and I will be starting to do like one video a week, because since I started this challenge towards 100 days of wellness and abundance, I realized that things are happening. Let's just say that things are happening. When I started, I was working part-time. Now the jobs are rolling in. So now I'm doing like two, other jobs plus that part-time jobs are rolling in. There was a school that I wanted to start, a class that I wanted to start for the longest time, and for the love of the God, the class would not start. The class has started, so I'm juggling going to class as well. And plus I mentioned that I'm writing a book, and I'm still in the process of doing that. So I have quite a few things going on. So the videos, I'm gonna cut them down, and for my data as well, I'm gonna cut them down, and I'm gonna make one video every week. But while I do that, I'm still gonna be going through the process. I'm not gonna cheat, because if I cheat, I'm cheating myself, and I don't plan to cheat myself. So I'll still be doing the workout routines, and I'll still keep you guys posted. So yeah, I'll still be here, and I'll see you guys in a week for the fabulous day 12. Well, not day 12, sorry. But it will be like a week update and review of my challenge. Peace and love.